All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all if in the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chakwarash. And double honors to the apostles, the elders, the elder bishop, and supporters of the earth that puts in teaching the truth. And salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. To you, very few brothers and sisters out there of the household of faith. May Yahweh Bashim Al Shai continue to bless you and your household, starting from the men, of course, on down to the children, to the offspring, right? Um, let's see. One that um I got a lot to talk about. That's nice. I'm gonna figure that out now. Oh, this whole time I ain't had that. I ain't never realized that shit. Anyways, so yeah, big things happening. A lot of things happening. Um, very very interesting things are happening. As we know, the whole not G, fucking JE, right? The whole JE exposure and puppets, all the puppets, all the ringleaders, what I'm saying, involved with it, they all getting exposed. They all getting how that whole saying goes. Um so like I'm talking a while trying to search for the videos and stuff like that, little clips here and there. Um that I want to bring out in this video. But let's see. But yeah, all this stuff that's going on, what I'm saying, again with JE, it's not uh it's old shit. It's not the bigger picture, so to speak. You know, it's not the bigger picture. It's just another one of those quote unquote psyops, which is not really psyop. It's actually real. It actually happens. These devils actually go to an island or multiple islands or multiple places where they do these type of acts at. You know, and it's not just one place. That Nickelodeon island is not. It's not just that place. Truthfully, it's not just that place. It's what I'm saying, multiple places. Understanding how these devils move, how they operate, how they think. They're gonna have multiple locations for these type of acts, for these type of things that they do. You know, when one spot get attention, you know what I'm saying, they gotta transfer to a whole another spot. That's just how, what I'm saying. Just think of drug dealers. Think of drug dealers. They're gonna have one house they call the stash house, right? Drug dealers that they got multiple. If they, what I'm saying, know how the game run, they know how the game go. You know what I'm saying? They know how to, what I'm saying, distribute. What I'm saying, and operate and know how to control. They'll have multiple places where they can stash their stuff at instead of having it all at one location where they all could go down. You know, and ultimately having multiple places laying down. What I'm saying, as disguises, so to speak. So when they get caught, what I'm saying, it'll give them extra time on to understand the situation, to decide what to do next and this and that third, where they won't get caught with, you know what I'm saying? These devils, they run the whole fucking game any fucking way. So they're gonna, drug dealers now, they not as smart as Esau. They not like Esau, who is the top drug dealer. you know, the top drug dealer. He fucking invent this stuff, so to speak. They invent this stuff. They create this stuff. They push out this stuff. You know what I'm saying? During the 70s, the 80s, around the late 60s, I'll say, around the late 60s. You know, but that is how these operate. That is just how these devils operate. That's how these so-called white people operate. All right, they don't give a damn about. Then it be known that, especially now in the times being now and how things are moving, how it is. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's waking up to this devil, man. It should never be, you know what I'm saying, a secret no more. But ultimately, all things are moving in the way of how the Lord wants it to be. You know, so that's just how these people is, man. The wicked. You know what I'm saying? They're literally the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right. So yeah, it's me being long winded with that shit. You know, let me go ahead and try to find some some clips to play for you, man. There was one that I should have saved it. I should have saved it. Unless they ain't give me the option to save it, and I didn't. hmm Let's see. Because one clip that I want to play, it goes into well, really just this one dude. He explaining how the U.S. is finna send fuck, I guess they call it the USS as well. The USS Gerald 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 R. Ford, right? It's another big old armada ship or whatever they want to call it, just like the Abraham Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? They talking about sending that over, but if they don't, then you know what I'm saying, it's part of other things that they trying to do. Like they trying to fake out sending this ship, another ship out there, and make it think that, oh, another ship is coming now. You know what I'm saying? Iran did kind of, you know what I'm saying, making they saying that they're gonna bring another ship over. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the Iranians, they're gonna hear about it, so they're gonna prepare for that. But now, you know what I'm saying, it could be a possibility to where they made that announcement just for them to try to prepare for it, but not actually bring that ship over and just try to strike them all while they trying to prepare for another maneuver by the U.S. And that whole peace talking, try to establish peace talks. That shit is fucking done. That shit is through. There's no peace talks amongst these, see, individuals, man. Matter of fact, real quick, the Book of Psalms. Let's see, pardon, 50, war and God. The Book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 51, and it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter." You know, as they continue to say that, we pushing for a peace talk, but if they don't do this and that, the third, what I'm saying, then they could be left in ruins. or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know how they talk. You know what I'm saying? How these devils talk when they're trying to say, "Oh, we doing this and that, the third," but if they ain't with it, then you know what I'm saying? We just got to do what we got to do, right? The words of his mouth, Trump. You know, he love to spit out words and make it sound so peaceful and make it sound so good and this and that, the third. You know, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but was war, war was in his heart. It is in his heart. Because that's how this devil operates. Through war, through the sword, which is his blessing. You know? He's acting upon his blessing. As he rightfully should, you know. He in his rulership, he in his power. But as this continuing on, this devil don't know that the Lord don't lay the snare for this devil. And just waiting for when this devil made the wrong move, really the right move. You know, the Lord is waiting for this devil to make the right move to where he may send the son back and just straight up confound this devil where he stands. You know, during World War III, that's when the Lord gonna comes back. But also remember, the MOTB got to be pushed way before the covenant of our Lord. It got to be pushed. It's got to be pushed first. It's got to be made mandatory. All right. So we waiting for that. That cannot. The Lord cannot come back unless they made the chip mandatory already. You know, until they done started chipping people and stuff like that. That's when they're gonna start begin to fill their belly. You know, so they thinking they're good. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna stop them. You know, so around that time they're still gonna try to put their hands on us, right? Upon the saints of the Lord, the saints of Yahweh by Shemel Shai, right? Which ultimately is the elect. The Lord's will we be of that number. Those of us that's in this truth, that pushing, right? We pray that we be of that number, we be of that chosen that gets preserved from this destruction. You know, we want to be saved, right? Because we know how wicked this damn devil is with his schemes and everything that he do. For goodness sake, he is a crafty demon. He is a crafty man. He's certain. I might just get that as well. You know, let me finish this off. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see, verse 22: cast thy burden upon the Lord Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. Excuse me. And he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You see? So all while this devil, doing what he do, the Lord got a remnant in which he will, keep for himself and not allow to be touched. You see? Now jumping over to the other verse that I have in mind. The book of Psalms, same book of Psalms, chapter 64. I started at verse 1, then I'm gonna jump down. Or I might just read all through. Uh I may just read all through. It's number 10 verses. Psalm 64 and verse 1, and it reads, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Because ultimately, while they doing this, they planning to do something over on this side. All while the war is going on, they're gonna continue to try to wreak havoc, trying to have their Trump his Gestapo. He's gonna try to, well, not even gonna try. He's gonna run down on Jake. He's gonna be like that flood. He's gonna be like that flood and be like that madman, sparing not a soul of them. Well, I rephrase that, Salakia. They should be like madmen, sparing none. Still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. I was going to make it, dramatic, of course, but I just said it the way it's supposed to be. You know, 'Cause I was about to say they not about to spare a single soul, right, of those that fear the Lord, but ultimately, of course, going back to the prophecy of the elect being saved. You know what I'm saying? Though yes, some of the elect will be martyrs for the truth, but they're not going to get all of the elect. They're not going to get all of those that fear the Lord. And ultimately, saying, going back to what Elder Pastor Hart said as well about, saying concerning this that precept, that all of Israel has a fear of the Heavenly Father. It's just the 2/3, the 2/3 got that fear, but it's not a healthy fear. It's not a healthy fear that he's supposed to have of Yahweh Shemel Shai, let alone they don't even know the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai. So therefore, what I'm saying, it is what it is, right? Prophecy got to go the way it's supposed to be, as Yahweh Shemel Shai says it to be. So, you know, that's why we fear Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. That's why we fear his ways and we fear him, or what he can do to us and what could possibly be for us if we don't do the right thing. You see? And they're sending Trump sending dinner to 30,000 to 40,000 Americans over there to the Middle East. I believe in where that's at. Let me go look for that real quick. My brother posted that already, I believe. Let's see. God, right here. Beautiful. Just the article that looked like it came from X, formerly known as Twitter. This is what the post says. It says, breaking. The United States Army will have between 30,000 to 40,000 soldiers surrounding Iran over the next few weeks of buildup. This man is sending these people to die. 40 Americans, 40,000 Americans about to die for Israel. Not for America, not for the United States, for Israel. And then at the bottom they got, I feel sorry for their parents and families. Right? Hey man, matter of fact, let's go get that real quick since I brought it up. The book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, and straight to the point, verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Right? Here's the point. In the wars, World War III, shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Those that don't, what I'm saying, the men that don't go over there in the war, what I'm saying, especially with that draft that's going to come, right? They say, oh, no, I'm not fighting for this country. They get arrested, they get thrown on jail. They probably even want to go to eat that much. They probably want to starve him. All because you don't want to fight for this country, your ass going to starve, nigga. Or better yet, your ass might just, get tortured, or even worse, death. Death. You ain't fighting for the country, all right, fuck you in your life, right? We know how these devils operate. They're gonna enact that type of fucking mentality. They're gonna enact that type of mentality, all for the sake of individuals not being for them. You so-called white people are the fucking wicked of the damn other. You are the wicked of the earth. You are the wicked that Yahweh Shemel Shai set up. You are the wicked. You are some fucking evil motherfuckers. Y'all are evil, sick to the core. And it would be a time when Yahweh Shemel Shai do away with y'all motherfuckers, man. It would be beautiful if he do. When he do it. Cause it's been prophesied for that to happen. You see? Yeah, I forgot who said it. I forgot who said it. Um, yeah, I definitely forgot who said it. I want to say it's like towards Hakar or Hassad, one of them, but I'm not going to say it's them. But that was the spirit is giving me right now. Um, I just say certain individuals. I just say that certain individuals say that oh the Edomites ain't gonna be done away with, but you're gonna be punishing them. You know what I'm saying, for eternity. Okay, that's fucking beautiful. Cool. If that is the case. If that is the case. If. But we going by the scriptures. We're not just going by what or you know what I'm saying, what other men just come up out of the blue. But let's say that is the case. So fucking what? That's just even worse for these devils. Understand that they gonna be going through that for eternity. We could be beating their ass for eternity. Now after 1,000 years, then they gonna be done away with, possibly not coming back or just be amongst another nation. But let's say that don't even happen. They will be punished for eternity. That's even worse for the ass. That's even worse for them. It ain't worse for us, it's worse for them. It's almost as better for us. But we go by the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You see? So yeah, matter of fact, another let me see. Let me see real quick. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 3. And I'm gonna start at verse 25. You know? Um, excuse me. Yeah, verse 25. Isaiah 3 and 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Now, when you read above, it's going to the curse of our women, mainly Judah women, you know? Cause that haughty spirit on got on them. You know, thinking that they're above men, that they're, you know what I'm saying, matter of fact, just how he is, you know what I'm saying, to this day. The exact way of how our women acting here in Babylon the Great is exactly how they act back then. Just now, it's even worse. Can you see how the way it is now? I'm not even going to explain it. You should know how they act right now. You should know how they carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? When they're in public, their attitudes and this and that the third. Please don't let me get started on that shit. Anyways, keep going. Verse 25, Isaiah 3 and 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men, it's like and thy mighty in the war. You see? And her gate shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Now, when you jump over to the next verse, it's like the next chapter, verse 1, it goes into women cleaving unto men. 7 women cleaving unto men in these last days all for the lack of not having husbands or men. You know what I'm saying? It could be a shortage of men. It's going to be a shortage of men in these last days, which is going to have it's going to force these women to be put into a mind state of, you know, of sharing a man. And that's one thing that these women can't do. They can't fathom themselves to do. These bitches will really kill each other over sharing a man. You know? Oh goodness. Our women are completely backwards. So yeah, Isaiah 4 and 1, right? Backing up what I just read in Isaiah 3. Okay, it's a continuation of it, basically. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. 7 women shall take hold of one man. Shit, 10 women may take hold of one man in ye last days. Shit, fuck around 20. Not sure if a man can handle that. And in that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." All right. They will be pregnant and happy. Pregnant and happy. All right. In order for these women to survive in these last days, they're gonna have to be under protection of a man. Of a man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Isaiah 13 goes into the man being matter of fact, I get that since I ain't brought it out in a while. Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And we know, the gold of Ophir, which came over from the Americas during the time of King Solomon, which he sent the Canaanites, right, who was uh who was intelligent in the seas, you know, he partnered with them and had some of them to go over to the new world, so to speak, right, where the finest gold was at, and to bring them back to him. All right, even man would be more precious than that, right? So you see, as these things, continue to as these things continue to trying to find a word here. Damn, as these things continue to progress, continue to escalate, it's only a matter of time until when the Lord make going to come is going to send back His Son. Only a matter of time when Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to fulfill the promises, and that's what we waiting on, man. That's what we're waiting on. All while we still got to be here, continue to be humble servants of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Okay, where was I? Yeah, Psalms. The book of Psalms, 64, verse 1 again. A psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Because they constantly think no ways of how they can establish their dominance on the earth even more. Because all these devils want is control. That's all they want is control. So they're gonna continue to push forth laws and unrighteous deeds and you know where it's favored them and the rich, right? The fuck? Okay, kitten. What cat? You're not a kitten, you're a cat. You're a full grown cat. Excuse me. Anyways, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, right? 'Cause, like I read in what it says about them having words that were smoother than butter. Soon these devils are gonna start speaking as a dragon, as it says in the book of Revelation. Matter of fact, you get that. You get that. Cause that's all these devils is doing. They're starting to speak as a dragon. Cause they know that most of the moves that they're gonna push, they're gonna start raising questions, right? They're gonna start raising questions. But most of the things that they do is the same playbook that they've been doing since forever. So of course somebody's gonna start raising questions. They're gonna start asking questions. People gonna start being more cautious of these things. You see? So that's why they start. That's why they starting not to give a fuck no more, so to speak. And that's where this coming. All right, Revelation 13, Revelation 13 and verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and they had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was here. That is the Roman Empire. And if you know about the Roman Empire and their system, that shit been fucking that shit been hell. It been fucking hell. That shit was designed to keep the Israelites down, mainly them, and it also had its own people down. Do you know how bad the Roman Empire was? You know, say how bad that shit was back then. That shit was just like America. That shit is just like America. You get America is Rome. Like, come on, America is Rome all over again. Them same spirits, the same emperors, the same uh uh senators and shit like that. All them same spirits are back again today. If not, some of them probably already died off in a worse way. You know? So everything that is being played out here, everything that has been, you know what I'm saying, practiced here in Babylon the Great, it's been practiced back in Rome. Cause you know how they was and their worship of other gods and Greek gods and this and that the third. Just how much more America is when they want to lift up quote unquote God and Jesus. But yet, when we bring out these facts, when we bring out these details, you people, you especially you American people, our people are part of that American people, so they make up a large majority of those that I'm about to speak on. You motherfuckers are so damn retarded. It don't make no damn sense. Like, what the fuck? You mean to tell me that AI technology is becoming so much advanced and you don't and people don't know how to fucking use it? They literally show you these things, man. You have people that literally deals with technology and know how to look up shit like that. Some of these people, you know, say they got kids at this and at the third that you know what I'm saying, their kids be all on the tablets and iPads and shit like that. They could get their kids to fucking look up certain shit for them. Like Johnny, look up what um 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 what's going on in the Middle East for me. I can't, you know. Some may not have that knowledge or that ability to do so. Basically, what I'm saying is, man, a lot of motherfuckers will say that they have excuses or whatever the case may be. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. No excuses whatsoever fucking ever. Cause one thing about Yahweh Shemel Shah, when he in that his plan, he got everything covered. He has everything covered. There's not one thing that he left out to where it's not gonna benefit something else. It's a domino effect, so to speak. When one thing happens, it triggers another thing. Beautiful. All right. So back to Psalms. Back to Psalm 64. All right. I'm at verse 4 now. Psalm 64 and verse 4. But if I stop at verse 2 again. Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, who is the perfect, the Israelites, right? Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Okay, they don't care what's going to happen to them. They don't even understand that the Lord's really very much against them. They at least know that, but they don't give a fuck. They don't care. Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall seize them? Seize them. Slaki, who shall see them? Who shall see us and chopping up babies and eating them? Who shall see us tossing these little kids in the ocean and let them die off, drown and shit like that? Who shall see us taking up mass amounts of so-called illegal immigrants and deport them into other countries where they most likely would die. Fuck it, we're killing themselves. We'll kill them. We'll kill them ourselves, and we'll toss them just wherever we people think we're sending them, but send them somewhere else. You Edomites, you devils are some fucking evil motherfuckers, and you don't think that the Lord is watching you. You don't think that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sees everything that you do, let alone controlling everything that you do on the left hand side. Have wisdom really left you, devils? I would think that y'all smart enough for that. But that ain't the case. Pride done completely took over your minds, your spirits. Pride completely took over your spirits. Then alter your judgments. Completely plague your mind. Well, not even plaguing it. What's that word? Fuck. I hate when this shit happens, man. It energizes you. There you go. That's definitely a good word. And it speaks to y'all perfectly. Wickedness, evilness, all right, energizes you. And that's a good thing to you, but it's definitely a bad thing towards the earth, towards the people that living amongst this place, towards the people that is supposed to live righteous, but yet you done got shit so fucked up to where we you know what I'm saying, is having to fight against these flesh, you know, constantly having to go over our own selves, constantly have to check out the yo bitch ass to make sure we not, you know what I'm saying, consuming any pork or anything like that, you know. But yeah, let alone you hear spraying shit in the fucking airway. It's in our airways, it's in our lungs. So now, you know what I'm saying, whatever that's doing to our bodies, we gotta suffer through it from our minds, you know. And then we gotta come against our own fucking people, which ain't no fucking problem. Cause they ass wicked run along with your bitch ass. I'll digress, man. I'll digress. Cause one thing, oof, just wait until the Lord, just wait until Yahweh Shemel Shah comes back. Just wait, just wait. Ain't gonna be no more waiting to just wait, man. It's all good. Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You got JE buying up a lot of fucking sulfuric acid. So for how you say that shit? Ac sulfuric sulfuric acid. You know, that chemical that burns through literally anything. This man bought fucking gallons of that shit. Matter of fact, hold on. I got you. I got you, man. I got you. Let me figure out I still got it. Here you go. Here
Why
you
would
go.
anyone be upset that this man bought sulfuric acid? I mean, we're talking listen about now, the king of chemicals. Doesn't everyone have this at home? At least like a human-sized drum of it. Sure, 330 gallons is a lot of sulfuric acid for one man to need. Guys, there's a ton of uses for this acid. Fertilizer, batteries, chemical refining, metal cleaning. If you miss the reason why everyone's so upset that this man had hundreds of gallons of this acid breaks stuff down so well that once you're done using it to break something down, you don't dispose of it, you just reuse the acid again. Because this acid is so strong, you will dip metal in it and it will remove all of the rust. Talking biological disposal, sulfuric acid breaks down things being used man used this acid in real life so much, he got the nickname the world's most notorious acid bath murderer. Even he didn't have 330 gallons of this stuff. And to help put this all together in a nice, pretty package for anyone still not understanding the horrors of this, you will fill a tank up with this acid, use it to break things down, and then you can just continue to use that acid. But wait, they're saying things like bones and stuff like that, they would have to dispose of that. This man used an incinerator to get rid of bones. Did this guy have? He has things like trap doors built into his homes that dump directly to the ocean below his house. So I don't know why would anyone be upset that this man...
You see? These motherfuckers don't care. They don't give a shit. If anybody finds out or whatever, it is what it is. You know? They don't give a fuck about none of y'all feelings. And matter of fact, just to even get on American people a little bit more. Where's the riots? You know? Where's the uproar and the commotion about this shit? Well, all because you seen majority of quote unquote Europeans, so-called white people of your own kind in these files, right? That you feel so hurt that he did this to you and your children. Oh my goodness, what the fuck the uproars and the commotions and the pitchforks and this and that, the third, whatever the case may be. Where is the riots? Y'all so for fucking America, right? You Americans, you love this place so fucking much. Where the fuck where's the uproar? Where is it? But let it be of so-called black people that be in no fucking files and shit like that. Let it be some of us that be in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Some of our own people that be in cutting up kids and shit like that, drinking their blood, eating their shit, right? Let it be some of us. You want to go to every single state. Every single state. And try to round up damn almost every black person that you see. And lynch them, do some horrific shit. Where's the fucking uproars? You people are so fucking sorry. Damn, Babylon make me fucking sick, man. But see, this is why the Lord got to kill all of y'all. This is exactly why. Part of the reason why I say, you know, because not exactly the reason why. No, the exact reason why is because this place is fucking wicked, and the crimes that it has done, the atrocities that it had done against the children of Israel. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be your fucking your crime. You know, I forgot the word when it said this could be your record, your track record, so to speak. You know, of how the Lord would go by. You know what I'm saying, to judge you. All right. And matter of fact, let me get that out of the law. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. Is it not? Hold on. Let's see. Damn. Excuse me, bear with me. I definitely want to say it's in. No, it was in Exodus, Salakia. I thought it was in Leviticus. Excuse me for that. All right. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, and verse 16. And it reads, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." Read it one more time. Exodus chapter 21 and verse 16. And he, a person, a man, right? And he that stealeth a man, you take another man, you steal him, kidnap him, or whatever, and sell him as a slave, or if he be found in his hand, you don't want to sell him, but you want to keep him as your own, right? You want him to be your slave. Yeah, you want him to be your slave, right? He, the man that stealeth, the man that selleth, or the man and the man that is found of the man that is being taken, he shall be surely he shall surely be put to death. And that's what's gonna come to you, so-called white people, all you slave owners, and all you people that are direct descendants of that slave owners. Y'all think y'all not gonna get touched either? The fuck y'all thought this was? Who the fuck y'all think we are? Who the fuck y'all? What the fuck type of minds do y'all process in your heads, man? Are y'all that delusional? Are y'all fucking retarded? Y'all that crazy? Like, come on, man. Let's see. If I want to move slow. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 21. And it reads, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts." All right. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Tazabaoth, has sworn, saying, "Surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purpose, so shall it stand." So when the Lord said that, that's going to stand, and that's going to happen. That's going to actually happen. So for you devils, y'all to prepare your minds for that. Which really ain't no preparing for it. Y'all going to get it regardless if you got prepared for it or not. You know? So let's see. 64. Back to 64. back to 64, Psalm 64 and verse 7 now. All right. Psalm 64 and verse 7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. What is that arrow? Well, arrows. All right. Let's go to it. What is that arrow, right? Or arrows that the Lord is going to shoot over here to Babylon or to Esau, to Edom. All right. Let's get that. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54. And let's see. Verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. That's going into the thermonuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles. All right, which he would send over to Babylon the Great and to the land of Israel. Which land is going to be built back up? All right, to whoever watching, which land is going to be built back up as we continue to bring out, as we continue to say. All right, let me get another precept to back that up. Back to the second Esdras chapter 16, and we're gonna start at the first verse this time. All right, second Esdras 16 and verse 1. And it reads, woe be unto Babylon, right? Woe be unto thee, Babylon in Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. All right. Gird up yourselves with cloths of a second hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. And it's going for all the heathens, Esau, most importantly. All right. A sword is sent unto you, and who may turn it back? The missiles. A fire is sent among you, who may quench it? None whatsoever. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? The Lord Yahweh Bashim is not going to drag no plague away for Babylon the Great. Lord, let me get this precept. It just came up in my head. All right. He ain't brought this out in so long. Amos 9 and verse 8. And it reads, and this was talking about Israel, but now it's talking about Babylon the Great. Now it's talking about Babylon the Great. We compare it to Babylon the Great. Because this is an evil, sinful kingdom. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? The Lord's eyes, you know what I'm saying? What are the Lord's eyes? The chariots, his prophets, right? And not even just them. The Lord himself, his eyes are way bright, 10 times, how is it? 10 times brighter than the sun? Let me see. Brighter sun. Ecclesiastes chapter 23 and verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of the Lord, are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. All right. So the Lord sees everything, regardless of where you at. All right. You could be underneath the earth, and the Lord still sees what you're doing. You could be in the waters, and the Lord still will have eyes on you, detailing everything that you're doing. You can't get away from the Lord. Fuck you think this is? Back to Amos. Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, are upon the sinful kingdom, Babylon the Great, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh. All right. For lo, I will command and I will shift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is shifting in the sheaf, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. You know, that's the Lord shifting the house of Israel, shifting the elect from the non-elect. He sorting them out. So when he sent his son knows exactly, and I mean it knows exactly who to go for. What's the son? They both are connected through the spirit. So Yahweh shall know exactly who you is. He the one that died for us. He the one that shed his blood for us. You don't think he know exactly who actually obeys him? Worship him, kiss the son lest he be angry. What it means by that? Worshiping the son. He is the same. He is the same image as the heavenly Father, and he knows his role under the heavenly Father, and we know our role under Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. So niggas saying that we worship the son and not the heavenly Father, you niggas are fucking retarded. You don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? For lo, I will command and I will shift the house of Israel among all nations, wherever they scattered at. No matter which Israelite Israelite could be scattered among Ammon or whatever. The Lord would have that brother. If you're the elect, he would have that brother to be untouched, you know, until he come for that brother. All right. Like as corn is shifting in the sheaf, yet should not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say that evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Nigga, you think you ain't finna get touched by the Lord, but yet one, you don't obey him, you don't follow his ways, you don't understand his word, you don't even know the Lord. But yet you sitting here about some damn I ain't gonna get touched. The Lord, he gonna save me. This and that, the third, nigga, please, nigga, please, nigga, please, nigga, please. Bet the second address. Where was that? From verse 6 now. Verse 6. Second address 16-6. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the woods, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn? Let's say let's say you there's a burning building, right? It's getting ready to consume more into flames, right? You see it built on fire, and here you go. You ready to be Superman. But yeah, this fire is way bigger than you think. Just because it's not what it look like from the outside, don't mean that inside is now completely fought. Let's go back to the example of what you said about the lion. You in the wilderness, right? And you see a lion feasting upon something that it killed, right? Well, it's like a bad example. Here it is. You're in the wilderness. You're by yourself. You got one little spear or machete or whatever the case may be. Shit, fuck it. Say you think you got a little knife. You got a little pocket knife. You think you'd be able to take out that lion, that hungry lion? That is literally a keen hunter in the wilderness. You know, verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. Once that arrow leave from his position, you know how you caught back the arrow, you know what I'm saying, and you're holding that point until you get a right aim. Once you let it go, the arrow is gonna fly. There's no stopping it until it hits the target. Verse 8, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that made Christian? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Not even gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Still to this day, I'm a little afraid of thunder. I'm just a little afraid of thunder. I know it have a time where you see dark clouds, you expecting it, you know. But every now and then, when you know what I'm saying, when lightning get cast, hey, and you hear that thunder too, that boom, kind of you know what I'm saying, shook Jake a little bit, you know. Can't even lie, still get a little frightening for them things, man. Verse 11, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. There's one scripture that goes into the Shilohs. I believe it's a little further down. Let's see. Cause with a Shiloh or silos or whatever you call it, those are like quote unquote bunkers. I want to say bunkers. They're like holding cells for missiles, and that's what they're going to get sent out of. You know, I believe how the scriptures phrase it is like a quiver, right? With a quiver and the arrow, you know how the quiver just holds or the arrow, it stays in the quiver until you pull it out and you know what I'm saying, you use it. Let's see. Where is that? This is what it is. I'll just keep reading. Verse 12. The earth quaketh and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with Salaki. The sea ariseth up with waves. Let me drink this water real quick. Down. That part what it is. Excuse me. Okay, let's read that again. Second Ezra 16 and verse 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consume the foundations of the earth. And the fire is kindled. You know what I'm saying? The fire. You want to go into detail. That fire that's inside those missiles. Once it get close to the point where it detonates, it will ignite inside. Then at the millisecond or whatever, the exact moment of when that missile gets to the point where it's about to explode, the fusions and you know what I'm saying, the chemical reaction inside of the nuclear heads it starts. It done starts, you know, right before the moment it explodes, you know what I'm saying, of course, the chemical reaction starts, you know, and you know what I'm saying, yeah, it just explodes. I'm trying to fucking explain it even further or try to, you know what I'm saying, beat the dead horse of it. You know? And I was just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, the actual elements of what makes that. I definitely need to go back into research about that. All right. But yeah, man, this is what the Lord created. And these devils don't find out ways of how to make it more, make it more disastrous, right? Cause you know how they got the atomic bomb, the hydrogen bomb, and this and that the third. I believe the hydrogen bomb is stronger than the bomb that he used, stronger than both two bombs that he used on Hiroshima. I believe so. If one video that I saw one time, I believe. Like I said, just got to go into more research about that. Verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth should not return again. And it used the word plagues because these missiles are compared to a plague. When it starts bathing America with that fire, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna spread like a plague. It's gonna spread like a plague. Verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And we know that, ultimately the Lord will guide us, protect us, keep us in his grasp, during these times. Cause we're praying and hoping that we be protected. That's our prayers, right? That's ought to be our prayers. For those that not really praying like that, you know what I'm saying? Let that be your prayer. Let that be your next prayer if you ain't been praying for that. Which I don't understand why you're not praying for protection. You're not praying for safety. You're not praying for guidance, That's how the Lord deals with you. You're praying for guidance. You're praying for the spirit, you know? And obviously that's how you always keep your relationship strong with Yahweh Shemel Shai. Is you constantly praying. You get one thing I say this for sure. A brother can never, and I mean never, ever say that he in his truth and don't pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Don't have his relationship strong with Yahweh Shemel Shai. You never was in the truth and you never did that. Right? Praying is literally the best weapon that we have. You see? Let me go into the book of Joel. They should not break their ranks. I believe it's in the book of the second chapter. Here we go. Let's see. The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. That's the prophets. Let it be known of the times we are coming into, or the times we in. Let's see. Salaki. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound it Salaki, man. Damn, my fucking reading faster, brain going faster than what I'm reading. Salaki, let me take my time, man. Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for all the day, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fiery devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. And that's speaking of the missiles. All right. And speaking of missiles, you gotta understand that with the technology and everything that is here, the prophets did not know the terms of what we will call them now and how we explain to them now. All right. So like it says here, appearance of horses and of horsemen. This is Joel speaking of the missiles when he sees them in the sky, when he sees the vision. All right. They don't know them as they didn't know them as ICBMs or thermonuclear missiles. They just know them as, you know, as what the Apostle John had called the warplanes and all that during World War I and II. What he called them locusts. You know, he didn't know they were called planes or fighter, fighter planes or whatever they've been called. He just called them locusts. You see, so it's a representation of them. It's how they explained it back then. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as strong people set in battle array. Again, don't missiles they in those silos. They just waiting in the silos. You know, they just waiting. Just like with an army getting prepared to go out for war, they're preparing their minds. They conditioning their minds for the battle. Which we understand that these damn missiles they don't have minds where but the thing is the main point is that they are prepared for the time in which the Lord will send these missiles out to do what it needs to do. And by the way, to continue to mention this, the Heavenly Father Spirit is going to be directly in those missiles. The missiles going to be guided to wherever to wherever the Lord wants them to be. He's going to actually control the missiles. All right. Verse 6, before their face the people shall be in much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They could be looking in awe and shock. They could be straight up confounded. They could be befuddled. They could be pale faced. All right. And this is the point here. Verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. This is beautiful the way it's being described. And they shall march everyone on his ways. And guess what? And they shall not break their ranks. They shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They they shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Come on now, I'm gonna keep reading. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon excuse me, slugger, get inside it. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. You see? And that basically it backs up what I read in Second Esdras, where it was when it was phrasing, "Who shall quench the fire?" You know how it was phrased, like right here. A sword is back to Second Esdras. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Who shall break their ranks? A fire is sent among you, who may quench it? Who shall break their ranks? That's speaking of the missiles. You see how the scriptures back each other up? But Christians don't understand the Bible because they don't read the Bible. People don't understand the Bible because they don't read the Bible. People are not in the truth because they don't know the Bible. How can you say you're in the truth but you don't know the Bible? You don't know the scriptures. Did I finish that in Psalms? I don't think I did. No. God, so that's them arrows, man. That is them arrows. And who's gonna? And I should have mentioned this a while. Explain that I was the spirit just been fire. The nations and the countries that are gonna possess these missiles are Russia, China, even the European nations, right? Even the African nations. Go read Ezekiel 38 for that, right? Ezekiel 38 goes into the nations that could be against against Babylon. You know, that's gonna be against the whore. You see, let me go and finish Psalms real quick. All right, Psalm 64, verse 7. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Even this devil own people is coming out against him with his crimes and everything that he does. Your own people are feeling the disgust, the disgusting guilt of you doing these wicked acts, doing these rituals and this and that the third to your false gods. You're only receiving that power through the left hand side of the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father is really just giving you that power through the left hand. He can stop at any minute, and he will. Just to destroy your ass and put your ass in captivity, man. And this is the thing, the whole blueprint is out. We giving y'all the blueprint. But here it is. People still blind as hell. People still blind as hell. You know? People are still blind as hell. They're wondering, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's this one Jake that I was with, you know what I'm saying? I was talking with him, growing up in damn school or whatever. We were chilling, talking it up, chopping it up. We was talking about the whole JE file. And he's one of those types that really want to go deep into conspiracy theories and this, that, the third. You know what I'm saying? I told him about, you know, about the scriptures, about truth, about what's going on and this and that the third. I don't let him know, like, hey, well, the chair is going to appear. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote, UFOs are going to appear in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Going to fuck this place up. And you know what I'm saying? What is going to actually happen because he understands the whole apocalyptic type ordeal of what's to happen, but he doesn't understand the fact that it's gonna be the Lord doing it. Okay, he don't care for the Lord. He don't care for the Lord. He don't. Shit, if I tell him that, he probably would look at me funny. You don't care about the Lord, nigga. That's why you just so focused on this bullshit. But anyways, I was chopping up with him, and as I'm, we talking about everything, whatever. I'm giving him basically the simple understanding of, what I'm saying, what's going on, that this and that third, that these people are connected. You know, JE and the Rothschilds, they connected like a motherfucker. And he going on about some he going on about some damn, well, I don't understand. Well, why? You know, why is all this happening? And I'm just thinking to my mom, like, the Lord really got this nigga mind closed. What the fuck? Like, I'm honestly laughing in my mind. Because I understand, it is what it is. Right? I even told him, like, you gonna end up coming back in the kingdom, you know, if you don't get yourself right now, you know. But that's the thing with all of our people. You know, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, auntie, uncles, cousins, all that. It don't matter. If the Lord wants you closed, He wants your mind closed. He wants you in a deep sleep. And He don't want you to understand it. And ultimately, He want to kill you. He going to make it happen. He's going to make it happen. And that's again going back to what I mentioned. That's why it is an important thing to fear Yahweh Bashim Shai. Cause once he get the thought and the feeling, not even the feeling, you know, once he knows that you're not of his, that you're not going to do right, he's just going to cast you off as reprobate silver. And much as those that call themselves being in the truth, trying to get right, but yet later on show themselves to be demons, how much more for those that don't even understand, that the Lord not even given a chance to understand? Which really is worse for those that call themselves being in the truth, but then later on left the truth. You know? So it's finna be hell here in Babylon the Great. As much more people are continuing to wake up to this devil and his schemes, yet not waking up to the Heavenly Father's plan. All right. Oh. Verse 9, still in Psalms 64, verse 9. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doings. You know, more of the elect going to start waking up in the last days once he start. What does J.E. Fowl? It don't woke up some more of the elect, right? Because some individuals probably done saw those files and probably remember what the apostles said back then. You know, it was like, damn, the apostles were speaking on this. They actually telling the truth, you know? And then they go searching up, you know what I'm saying, the apostles, searching up videos, trying to watch the videos, get the understanding now, you know? There's gonna be more individuals waking up to what's going on, but yet ain't gonna be that much time for them to try to receive the truth, trying to understand the truth, trying to get this information of what we preaching unto you. That's why we say, hey, the famine of the word is coming. All right? The famine of the word, the famine of Yahweh Bashimel, the famine of the words of Yahweh Bashimel Shai, this message, this gospel is about to come to an end. This ministry about to come to an end. You're not finna see us on the streets no more. You're not finna see us in these doing these videos no more. So that's why we say receive this truth while you at it. Fuck the music industry and fuck with you trying to get a career here. You know, there's nothing here for us. Never was. Never fucking was. Though, yes, you know what I'm saying, to get a good career, you know what I'm saying, take care of your peoples and this and that, the third, but yet, just is that really, is that really what to do? Is that really what you want to do? You know? But yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Ultimately, the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah gonna always, you know what I'm saying, gonna have the upper hand, so to speak. The will of Yahweh Shemel Shah gonna always prevail above everything else. Because this is all who is ordaining these things to happen. The Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son. All right? In verse 10, the last verse, Psalm 64. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. We shall glorify the name of Yahweh Shemel. Blessing the name of Yahweh Shemel Shaka. This is his doing. This is his doing. Let alone when we see the chariots, you know, in fruition in their glory, professing the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Not even their glory, it's the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shah, Salaki. You know, when you see the chariots, they're the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shah. When you see the angels, they're the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shah. All right. Read that verse one more time. The righteous, Psalm 64 and verse 10. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. All right. So all these things going to come to pass, man. You know, prophecy is being fulfilled. Prophecy is being fulfilled, man. Like you want to find more words to say, but let alone you just let the Lord do his work, right? Matter of fact, one more precept. Come in that same book, the book of Psalms, chapter 119. 119 and verse 126. It reads, it is time for thee, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, to work, to enact that work, to cast that judgment upon this place. For they have make void thy law. And one thing about the law, it speaks against wicked practices and rituals, wicked rituals. I say that it goes against rituals that is not of the Lord, practices that is not of the Lord, and one of those practices, drinking blood. You're forgetting the fact that's how Esau got his name, Edom. That's how he got his name. When he came out, all red, hairy, right? Because he's not white as he would like to call himself. His skin is translucent. His skin is clear. You can see his blood through his skin. He is a red man, not a white man. He is a red man. A red man. All right. And then with him, accepting the red meat, or because his dad saying that he was starving, he was hungry. I'm about to the point where I'm about to die. Nigga, please. Shut the fuck up. You couldn't just hold in that hunger, Boy, I tell you what. Yeah, I tell you what, man. People are not realizing that I don't like to boast, but damn it, I just have to say, we damn sure better than your white ass, your red ass, your pale face ass, man. Not even to the fact that I hate to boast of the fact that we better than you, but at the end of the day, it's true. It's true. We are better than you. We could do a whole lot of things better than your bitch ass. And what do you like to do when we tell you that? Get mad and getting your feelings ready to kill us. So matter of fact, man, devil, with everything that you do, with everything that you say that you want to do, man, do it. Go ahead, go to war with Iran. Go ahead. Go to war with Iran. Do it. Do it. Go ahead, bomb them. Go ahead, do what you got to do, man. Get this shit over with so that we can hurry up and be back home. All right? Just hurry up and do what you got to do, man. All right? So, yeah. With that, I'm going to end it. Those were y'all was edified through the spirit of power. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bahashim Chakurai. And I said I was going to bring out some clips in the video, but you see how the spirit works. So I did bring out a couple. I think one or two. I don't know. I think I brought out one. No, for sure one. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It started raining now, so. But yeah, anyways, those were y'all was certified through the spirit of power. Yahweh Shemel Shai. Until the next time, I should shalom with the Baba. Until the next, shalom, shalom, shalom.